In this video, we are talking about overcoming. To overcome external circumstances, you must overcome internal circumstances. To overcome external circumstances, you must overcome your internal world. When we're talking about overcoming in this video, the definition of overcoming that we're talking about is the acceptance that God or Source is the highest essence of your self-identity and the action that follows such an acceptance. It is natural for us to want to look forward to a better future. Our future rests upon the answers to such questions that are prompted by the hopes of overcoming. We look at the world through the lens of our past experiences, our programming, and our conditioning. If we are experiencing the world through lack, then lack is what we are going to receive, and we will not be able to see the endless possibilities that are all around us. A sign that we must change something in our life is when we keep experiencing hard times. And this change I'm talking about is not external, it is internal. When you make inner changes, your outer world changes as well. To overcome external circumstances, first you must overcome your internal world. Hello my beautiful friends, my name is Carrie Cox and welcome to my channel where we learn how to use our personal power to build a connection between our mind, body, and spirit. If this is your first time here, please hit that red subscribe button below and smash that bell notification button so that you can be notified when future videos are released. In this video, we are talking about overcoming. To overcome external circumstances, we must look at our internal world first. And in order to do this, we must take action. Our goal here is to have movement with purpose. Change is in the air now. And this is a powerful time when deliberate action is needed to move your intentions out of the realm of thought and into the material world. You must bring the invisible to the visible. Do you see yourself as a unique, whole, and worthy individual? Can you see what you have to offer as valuable? Are you ready to co-create and step into your power and see your intentions manifest in the world? Real positive change is possible when you make a choice from an authentic sense of self and take a step towards your dreams. In order to take these steps, you must look at the way you think. We're going to go over some common blockages that most people have inside of themselves. And these blockages can affect your life until you remove them. These are blockages that are preventing you from overcoming. The first blockage is the false belief that you do not have it in you. The second is a false belief that causes you to have fear. Most people's fears are not necessary. Fear stands for false evidence appearing real. And a lot of the things that we fear is because somebody else programmed us to fear that. They're usually a story we are telling ourselves. And usually that story is a false belief somewhere. The third is the false belief that others are better than you. And this gives you the feeling that you must step aside and let them pass by. Like a feeling like you're not good enough to join them. You get out of the way so that they can go by. But what about you? The fourth is a false belief that you don't have sufficient abilities. But most people don't even know how much ability they really have. And the reason is because they haven't attempted anything. They're afraid to try new things because they're afraid to fail. And again, that's a fear. It goes back to some sort of false belief in your system that you're either not good enough or you're going to fail. And so we don't even try new things. So how are you not going to know unless you try? Because the fifth thing is the false belief that you have failed in the past and you would probably fail again in the future. But we have to look at our failure as a way for us to learn and grow so that we can come back and do it even better. This is my second take on this video because the first time through, the AC in my travel trailer was so loud, it was so distracting. I couldn't use the footage, but I spent 25 minutes recording a video and I had to accept the fact that that first attempt failed and I had to redo it. And I couldn't understand why, because I felt like I did such a good job with that video, and I felt like a lot of it was being channeled. And so I did some self-reflection before I started filming again, and I was asking why that attempt was a failure. And the guidance I was getting was that there was something else I needed to add to the video. So I was guided to screw it up so that I could come back and make it even better. So I couldn't look at that first take as a complete failure. I had to look at it as, oh, I had an opportunity to make it better. That's how we take something, an experience that happens to us, and we change it from a negative experience to a positive, because it's all in the eyes of the beholder. It's all how we perceive the situation, whether a situation is positive or negative, and we get that choice. And so I chose to look at the opportunity to get to make this video even better the second time around. Instead of being down on myself for failing, I'm making it better. And I'm going to fail again in the future. And things are going to not be in alignment again. And I will learn from it, and I will grow from it. The sixth blockages that most people have is the false belief, whether they are aware of it or not. So it could be consciously or unconsciously, that you should not succeed because you do not deserve to, as punishment for something that happened in your past. Most people are their own executioners. We're harder on ourselves than we are on other people. And a lot of us feel like we don't deserve that abundance, or that money, or that job, or that relationship. But at the end of the day, we are all worth it. We are all worthy of it. We just have to recognize that within us and heal that belief that we're not worthy. Because if we allow that to stop us from chasing after our dreams, then we're not really going to co-create the life that we dream of. We are going to be hit with resistance, and it's going to be hard. And when you can take opportunities like the one I just had, where I have to redo this video, I know that I can make it better this time. And it's an opportunity for me to realize that I do deserve to succeed. And the universe was guiding me to help me succeed in that moment. And I can be aware and recognize that and acknowledge that. And the seventh blockage that most people have is the belief that you are naturally too self-conscious or too shy. And this feeling is because you lack self-confidence within yourself. When I first started making YouTube videos, I was very self-conscious. I was self-conscious in the way that I looked, in the way that I sounded, in the mess ups that I would make, in all of the trial and error that I had to go through in order to learn how to do so many things about making videos, from the editing part, to the equipment. I can't even tell you how many different pieces of equipment that I have bought and tried, and through trial and error, I keep making it a little bit better and a little bit better, and I keep getting more and more confident, and the more confident I get, the better the videos get. But I had to work at that. When I first started, I look back at some of my older videos and I can see the difference. And so I'm aware that as I'm practicing and getting better, I'm building my self-confidence, and it's allowing me to speak my truth in a more comfortable way because of that self-confidence that I'm gaining through chasing after my dreams. If I was sitting back and being small, then I wouldn't be getting better. I wouldn't be getting more comfortable. I wouldn't be getting more confident in myself and in my abilities. It's not like we all have a natural ability to talk to a camera. It's something that you practice at. You learn it, you get better, but it all takes that moment of going after something that you want and realizing that it's okay if you fail and you're gonna get better, and allowing yourself to build the confidence as you get better. So those were the most common blockages that people need to overcome. Now we're gonna look at the most essential issues that we need to overcome. And the first one is the false belief that you don't have it in you now or in the future. But what you need to know is that we all have it in us, because We are born with our purpose, and we are born with the ability to co-create and manifest. And it's an inner wisdom and knowledge that we all have. You just have to remove the false beliefs so that you can access this wisdom that's already within you. The second issue that you need to overcome is the false belief that are groundless fears that prevent you from overcoming obstacles now and in the future. So figure out, what are those fears that are preventing you from overcoming whatever obstacle is in the way. The third false belief is that you are not in a class with those who know and who are succeeding in overcoming what appears to be an obstacle. Because in this mindset, you are putting people higher than you. You're saying that you're not as worthy as them. They're in a different class as you. Whereas we are all the same, but it's about the mindset and the awareness. And if we're able to see that we are all connected at the end of the day. The next is the false belief that you lack abilities. If you will make the effort, you will discover abilities that you could never have imagined you'd even had. If I didn't even try or attempt to make a video because I was afraid of my lack of abilities, then I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have gotten better because I wouldn't even have tried. And I would have kept myself small. But I took action, faced the fear of speaking into the camera, faced the fear that I wouldn't be good enough or that I wouldn't get a subscriber. And I truly believe that consistency and action pay off. So if I stay consistent with making videos and posting videos, I will accumulate the views and the subscribers because I am speaking my truth and living in a vibration of who I authentically am. And so my tribe is going to be attracted to me and vice versa. The next one is the false belief that if a person has failed before, even if many times, that he or she is destined to a life of failure, which is just simply not true. When we're failing, if we are not growing and expanding from those failures, then yes, we're going to keep failing because the universe is trying to show us. It's trying to get our attention to look at, pay attention to what needs to be seen, what needs to be heard. But if you're ignoring all of the signs and messages, and then yes, you're going to repeatedly fail. But if you created this false belief that you're just always going to fail and you're not going to keep trying, then you're not going to get ahead. It's through the action of continuously trying that eventually we succeed. But if you have this false belief that's holding you back because you don't believe that you're good enough to succeed, then you need to overcome that. The sixth essential thing we need to overcome is the false belief that you won't succeed because you don't deserve to. And this is where we're actually prejudiced against ourselves. And most people make this mistake. And if they were questioned about it, they would deny it. But this is what's projecting out to the collective that brings on prejudiceness. It is the prejudice that we have against ourselves that then manifests into the collective. So we need to stop feeling unworthy and feeling like we don't deserve it, because we do deserve it. Those are just limited beliefs and false evidence appearing real. It's fear in the way. And if we can remove that block and remove that false belief and know that we deserve it, then the universe is going to bring us what we desire through manifestation. The last false belief that we need to overcome is that you lack something extra special inside of you that would give you the necessary self-confidence to overcome all barriers and move ahead. We all have something special inside of us, and that is that we all come here with very special, unique gifts and talents. And when we find the true essence of who we are, we can tap into those gifts and abilities. And it's not like I'm more special than you because I'm tapped into my intuitive side. We all have that same ability, but It's a matter of who's going to do the work to clear the blockages so that we can see that we can gain more self-confidence, so that we can be worthy and succeed and overcome those barriers. I want you to try and let curiosity be your focus now. I invite you to have a willingness to discover new things instead of confirming your past expectations. Be open and clear about your motives and your desires. And then I want you to step into the magic that is waiting for you to claim it. What is it that your heart desires? Is it traveling? Is it moving? Is it changing careers? Are you in flow? Whatever it is that describes the changes in your life, know that these are being called for now. Act with thoughtfulness, awareness, and remember to be true to yourself. This is an exciting time for you. Please leave me some comments below if you've enjoyed this video, and have a blessed and beautiful day. Namaste.